Hi everyone, this is the Nordic Venture Show, your guide to the exciting world of Nordic startups and venture capital. In today's episode, we're exploring a startup called Algorithmiq.
All right, welcome to the deep dive. We're all about getting to the heart of complex topics, the kind that really matter, without getting bogged down. Today, we're focusing on a company called Algorithmiq. They're doing some seriously interesting work.
Yeah, they are. You've put together a great selection of materials from their website, their research publications, news, even info about their products. It looks like Algorithmic's really trying to harness the power of quantum computing to solve real-world problems, especially in life sciences and chemistry.
And that's what we're here to explore, right? What's their approach? What's the science behind it? And what are the real-world implications of what they're doing? So how should we start unpacking all of this?
Well, Algorithmic's central philosophy is a good place to begin. They actually state it pretty explicitly on their website. Quantum computers without good quantum algorithms are dumb machines. It's important for our listeners to understand that the algorithms, the instructions you give a quantum computer, are just as important as the hardware itself.
So it's not just about building the biggest and most powerful quantum computer. It's about making them intelligent. Interesting. It sounds like they're not just focused on the hardware. They're really invested in the software and algorithms side of things, too.
Exactly, and their focus on algorithms is built on a really strong scientific foundation. The team at Algorithmiq brings together specialists in quantum information theory, quantum physics, quantum chemistry, and of course, quantum computing.
It sounds like a truly interdisciplinary team, which makes sense if you're trying to create such sophisticated algorithms. And speaking of science, they really emphasize their commitment to publishing their research in the wider scientific community.
Absolutely, and that's a really good sign. They talk about the importance of peer-reviewed journals. It's a real sign of scientific rigor when you're willing to put your work out there for other experts to scrutinize. The volume and variety of their recent publications is impressive.
You're telling you this list is incredible. There's research on how to make quantum calculations more efficient, which is super important with today's quantum computers. And they're also looking at some of the misconceptions about what these computers can actually do. Plus, they're tackling issues like reducing errors in quantum calculations, doing complex quantum chemistry calculations, and even exploring how to combine quantum computing and machine learning. They're clearly covering a lot of ground.
And what's really striking here is the extent of their engagement with the scientific community. They're not just focusing on a niche area. They're contributing to many different aspects of quantum information science.
So they have the deep scientific understanding, and they're actively contributing to the knowledge base. But how do they translate these theoretical breakthroughs into practical tools? That's where their digital quantum interface, or DQI, comes in, right?
Exactly. They describe the DQI as a way to seamlessly integrate classical computers with these advanced quantum computers. It's important to recognize that we're not just going to switch over to quantum computers overnight. There's still so much power and functionality in classical computing.
So it's about leveraging the strengths of both classical and quantum approaches. It's a best of both worlds kind of thing. And I see it's available as an IBM Qiskit function. So if you're a developer who's already working within that IBM quantum computing ecosystem, it sounds like the DQI is readily accessible.
Yes, that's an important point about making this technology accessible. The DQI also uses something they call informationally complete measurements, which is actually a patented technique.
Informationally complete measurements, huh? Why are these measurements so special? What makes them different?
What's really clever about this approach is it allows them to extract a much richer set of data from each quantum computation compared to more traditional methods. With a standard measurement, you might only get a few pieces of information. But with an informationally complete measurement, they can get a much more comprehensive data set. This means they can potentially get more out of their quantum computations, even with the inherent noise we see in current quantum hardware.
So it's like getting a more detailed and complete picture from the quantum computer. That makes sense. And then, of course, they use that richer information to improve their results. Which brings us to another crucial aspect of their work: error mitigation and circuit optimization. We know that one of the big challenges in quantum computing right now is dealing with the inevitable errors in those qubits.
Absolutely. Qubits are extremely sensitive, and even the slightest disturbance can cause errors in calculations. Finding ways to minimize and correct these errors is essential for making quantum computers reliable and useful.
And it seems Algorithmiq is tackling this head-on. They talk about developing scalable error mitigation methods. Scalable means these methods can be applied to larger and more complex quantum computations. For example, their tensor network error mitigation, or TEM, solution is now part of IBM's Qiskit functions catalog, which means it's a real tool that people can actually use.
Exactly. TEM is a concrete example of what they're doing to make these machines more practical. And they also emphasize circuit optimization. Do you know why that's so important?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, efficient quantum circuits are important for a few reasons. First, they can speed up the execution of algorithms, which is super important given the limitations of current quantum hardware. Think about coherence times. That's how long the qubits can maintain their quantum state before noise disrupts them. Current coherence times are short, so the algorithms need to be fast. That's why algorithms' focus on circuit optimization is so crucial. Second, by minimizing the number of operations in a circuit, you're also reducing the chances of errors. It's all about making the most of the limited quantum resources we have right now.
It's like streamlining any complex process. Fewer steps means fewer chances for error and a quicker result. Now, Algorithmiq is very focused on revolutionizing healthcare and life sciences. How are they applying their quantum expertise in those areas?
One of their main strategies is to develop quantum algorithms specifically for problems in chemistry. They're tackling the really complex many-body problems where you're dealing with the interactions between multiple electrons in a molecule. These problems are so computationally demanding that even our most powerful classical supercomputers struggle to solve them accurately.
And it makes sense, right? Because understanding those molecular interactions is key for breakthroughs in drug discovery, material science, so many things. And they talk about a multi-scale approach to drug discovery, particularly for targeting rare diseases. What does that involve?
Well, their multi-scale approach is likely about combining the precision of quantum computing for very detailed atom-level calculations with the broader analytical power of AI. By integrating these two tools, they can identify potential new drug targets for rare diseases where traditional drug discovery methods often fall short.
So it's quantum for the minute details and AI to navigate the larger biological landscape. It's a powerful combination, and it seems to come together in their Aurora platform.
Exactly. Aurora is their quantum chemistry platform. It's based on cutting-edge quantum software for molecular simulations, and it's relevant to chemistry, materials science, and of course life sciences. The fact that it integrates with their DQI and can be used with industry-standard chemistry software packages shows that they're really trying to create a comprehensive, user-friendly ecosystem.
So it's designed to work within existing workflows that researchers are already using. I can see how that would help with wider adoption. And Aurora also seems to be closely tied to this idea of quantum network medicine, which sounds very futuristic. Can you give us a quick overview of what that is?
Sure. In essence, quantum network medicine combines the principles of quantum computation with network science to rethink how we understand and treat diseases. They want to go beyond traditional AI methods and map the complex networks of biological activity within the human body, which could lead to more effective treatments, especially for neurological and cognitive disorders.
It's a very different way of thinking about medicine. Instead of just finding patterns in data, they're trying to uncover the underlying mechanisms of disease. And it seems Algorithmiq is very collaborative in their approach, which is great to see.
Absolutely. They have several interesting partnerships. For instance, they're working with IBM and the Cleveland Clinic to develop quantum chemistry approaches to optimize drugs for photodynamic cancer therapy. Their goal is to actually demonstrate quantum advantage for a photochemical application.
That's a huge goal in the field, showing that a quantum computer can solve a specific problem much better than any classical supercomputer. And they have another intriguing partnership with Quantum Circuits, Inc.
Yes, QCI. That collaboration is focused on studying the reaction rate of a specific enzyme that's really important in drug development. QCI's hardware is specifically designed to detect errors in its qubits, and combining that with Algorithmiq's error mitigation techniques could be a big step towards more reliable quantum computers.
So they're leveraging QCI's potentially more stable hardware and their own advanced software to solve a very practical problem in drug development. That's impressive. And their work with the Cleveland Clinic goes beyond just drug discovery. They're also collaborating on this quantum network medicine idea.
That's right. In that collaboration, they're using quantum-inspired algorithms to analyze brain activity after epilepsy surgery. The goal is to better understand the factors that influence how patients recover cognitively. It's a really great example of how these advanced computational techniques can be used to study complex biological systems.
It's fascinating to see how they're tackling these specific and impactful problems through partnerships. Now let's go back to that list of publications for a minute. Some of the titles really jump out and connect with these core areas of their work.
Definitely. For instance, their work on resource-efficient quantum optimization is directly related to making the most of the limited quantum hardware we have right now. And papers that address myths around quantum computation are important for setting realistic expectations about what these computers can actually achieve.
And then you see titles like Dynamical Simulations of Many-Body Quantum Chaos and Efficient Quantum Computing for Quantum Chemistry, which clearly link back to their work on molecular simulations and drug discovery.
Exactly. And their research into practical techniques for high-precision measurements and the use of tensor networks for noise characterization and error mitigation show their focus on overcoming the errors that are inherent in today's quantum computers. It's all part of a larger, cohesive research plan.
So each publication is like a piece of a bigger puzzle. They're developing the algorithms, the tools, and the applications of quantum computing for these really important scientific fields.
It's a good analogy. They're building a complete framework, starting from the basic theoretical research all the way to practical implementation and real-world evaluation.
So to sum up our deep dive into algorithm, what are the key takeaways that stand out to you? It all highlights the fact that the future of quantum computing isn't just about building bigger quantum computers. It's just as important to have the right algorithms, the intelligent software, and the user-friendly tools to make the most of that computational power. It's been a really interesting look at what Algorithmiq is doing. They're definitely pushing the boundaries of quantum computing, particularly in life sciences. So here's something for you, the listener, to think about. Given the rapid advancements in quantum computing and the growing focus on practical applications, what other seemingly impossible problems might we be able to solve with quantum computing in the future? It's an exciting time to the field, that's for sure. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Algorithmiq.
Thanks for listening to the Nordic Venture Show. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more stories of innovation from the Nordics.